Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the Statue of Oneness that has recently been unveiled, and this is a 108-foot Adi Shankaracharya statue at Omkareshwar in Madhya Pradesh. So the statue has recently been inaugurated, and this statue is popularly known as the Statue of Oneness. So first of all, about the timeline, first we'll be looking at the news, then about Adi Shankaracharya, then about the statue, then Mandata Iceland on which the statue has been placed and its important religious destination, why is it so considered to be important, then about the project in the end, prelims MCQ. Topic is of importance from General Studies paper 1, that is art and culture. And the topic becomes important, and this can also be asked in PCS examination, that the Statue of Oneness signifies or is associated to whom, and the place where it is situated, why it is so important, whom does it belong to, and other things. So the news talks about that the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister unveils Adi Shankaracharya statue at Omkareshwar, its story and significance. So the Adi Shankaracharya statue. So we know the name of the person on which the statue has been made, and that is Adi Shankaracharya. Now about what has happened is that a 108-foot tall statue of oneness. So the name of the statue, or popularly how it is signified, is known as the Statue of Oneness, and it is associated with Adi Shankaracharya. And the place at which this is associated, or the statue has been placed, it is Omkareshwar, and Omkareshwar is present in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So the statue depicts Shankaracharya when he was a 12-year-old child, and it was considered that when Shankaracharya was 12-year-old, at that point of time he visited Omkareshwar, and it is a part, building this 108-foot tall statue is a part of a larger temple tourism project which has been going on in the Madhya Pradesh. So a larger project is going on, under which many other things will also be made, and one of the things under the project, the umbrella project, is the statue of Adi Shankaracharya, and this is a 2200 crore. It took 2200 crore to develop the temple town, and the island at which the statue has been placed is the Mandata Island of Khandwa district. So state name is Madhya Pradesh, district is Khandwa, and the island on which it is placed is the Mandata Island, and it will form an important tourism circuit. And the project which I was telling you about this, that it is a part of a larger temple tourism project. So this temple tourism project will also connect with other famous temples of the Madhya Pradesh, as there are many different famous temples in Madhya Pradesh also. So what will happen is a tourism circuit would be created, so that from going from one place to another place becomes easy, and this will also boost the tourism economy of the Madhya Pradesh. And it will also be an important tourism circuit along with Ujjain, Maheshwar and Mandu religious towns, because these all are religious towns and they will be connected to each other. So what becomes important from this slide is that the length of the statue, that is 108 foot, then it is associated with whom? It is Adi Shankaracharya. State which it is placed is MP, and the hill or the island on which it is placed is Mandata Islands. So let's look at the few of the beautiful images of this statue. Then this is how the statue of 108-foot tall Adi Shankaracharya statue exactly looks like. So it is a huge, very tall statue, and this is the face structure, and this is how it looks, that it is standing on a pedestal, huge pedestal, and then the image or the statue of the Adi Shankaracharya. Now about Adi Shankaracharya. So who was Adi Shankaracharya? So first of all, whenever we hear the word Adi Shankaracharya, there is one philosophy which comes to our mind, and that is which philosophy? There is a very famous philosophy that he has given, and that is the philosophy of non-dualism. That is Advaitwad. That is the philosophy of non-dualism. That there is one single entity which is present and no non-dualism. That two things does not present. There is only one thing which is present. Like for example, you can say that there is an ultimate God, or that is Brahm. Then you can say there is an entity called Atma or Jeev. And then in between there is an place of or the state of illusion, and that is Maya. So Adi Shankaracharya says that there is non-dualism. Two things does not exist. There is only a singular entity which exists. So if there is transmigration of Atma to Brahma, then that transmigration can be done through the transfer of knowledge, and that is what is called nirvana, or that is what is called kaivalya, that is what is called moksha also. So through the transfer of knowledge, Atma can reach Brahma, and both can be an singular entity. While the role of Maya is that to create illusion. It tries to see things from a different angle, that when we go through or look at things through Maya, then the difference between real and unreal becomes difficult to see. So what non-dualism or Advaitwad philosophy says, that there is a singular entity which takes place, and it is nirgun in nature. Nirgun in nature means there is no gun, or there is no particular form. So it does not have a particular form. So we will not be going much into the philosophy, because this is not a philosophy class. So this is the most famous aspect of Adi Shankaracharya, that is the philosophy of non-dualism or Advaitwad. Then it is supposed that Adi Shankaracharya lived between 788 to 820 AD, and he was born in Kerala, that is Kaladi region, on the bank of the river Periyar. And the person or the Adi Shankaracharya guru, so there is at that point of time, you can also say at the time of the Bhakti movement, so the guru of Adi Shankaracharya was Govinda Bhagavath. Then he is considered to be the proponent of Advaita Vedanta, as I have told you, non-dualism, challenging prevailing philosophical traditions, that is including Buddhism and Jainism. So when Adi Shankaracharya gave his philosophy of Advait, that is Advaitwad or non-dualism, so he was challenging the already prevalent theories, because what does philosophy means? Philosophy means that a person sees or tells things what he sees from his perspective, and then he tries to tell others also that this is how things also work, or a single thing can have many different aspects to it. So when Adi Shankaracharya gave his proponent, or he was proposing the theory of Advaita, that is Advaitwad, then he was also coming in conflict with other already prevalent different philosophies. And it is considered that he had a lifespan of around 32 years and has authored around 116 work, and one of the most notable among them are commentaries on 10 Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and the Gita. So few of the important facts about Adi Shankaracharya. Now let's talk about the 108 feet statue. Let me again show you the image. Okay, this is the statue, image of the statue. Now let's know about the statue, because many a times the questions can come that how it is made, what are the components which are included in it, and what is the proportion related to it, and all other things. Then it is a multi-metal statue. Multi-metal means more than one metal has been used in this. We will be looking into how many of it is used. So it is a multi-metal Adi Shankaracharya statue. It is installed atop Mandata Parvat hill. So you need to know the name of the hill atop which it is placed. Then it is Mandata Parvat hill. It stands atop a 54 feet pedestal, and it is supported by a 27 feet lotus petal base which is made of red stone. So it is not that the statue of Adi Shankaracharya is standing on floor. There is a 54 feet pedestal on which the statue is standing. Okay, let us again see the image. Okay, see this image. So there is a pedestal on which Adi Shankaracharya statue is placed. Then the weight of the statue is around 100 tons and the statue is basically made of bronze. This you need to remember that it is mostly made of bronze, and within bronze there is 88% copper, 4% zinc and 8% tin. And then the internal structure of the statue is made up of high quality steel. So this is about the statue. Then the base of the statue on which the Adi Shankaracharya statue is standing is called Shankar Stambh. The name of the base on which the statue is standing is called Shankar Stambh, and it is featuring wooden domes and stone pillars. And the stone pillars on which it is standing has 32 stories which is related to Adi Shankaracharya. So the stone pillar on which it is standing, that is the pedestal on which it is standing, the statue is standing. That stone pillar has many stories, as of 32 stories, and which depicts the stories of Adi Shankaracharya life. And this statue, which is popularly known as the Statue of Oneness, this is 108 foot tall statue, will join the ranks of India's most renowned statues. For example, the Statue of Unity placed in Gujarat, then Thiruvallur statue and Lord Murugan statue in Tamil Nadu, Gomateshwar statue in Karnataka, Shiva statue of Murudeshwara in Karnataka. Now, the Statue of Oneness, that is the statue of Adi Shankaracharya, will also be included and in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Then about Mandata Island and why is it considered so important religious destination. Then it is considered to be an important religious destination, and Madhya Pradesh is also considered to be a very important religious destination as it is home to 2 of the 12 Jyotirlingas, and that is Omkareshwar and Amareshwar. So Jyotirlingas, it is considered that there are 12 Jyotirlingas in India, and out of those 12, 2 is in Mandata Island, and that is Omkareshwar and Amareshwar. And the island is dotted with Shaivite, Vaishnavite and Jain temples, which is dating back to from 14th to 18th century. So it is considered that the island of Mandata has 3 different religious temples, and that is Shaivite, Vaishnavite and Jain temples. And when we talk about Jyotirlingas, so Jyotirlingas means endless pillar of light, and it is associated with Shiva. And there are 12 Jyotirlinga sites in India, and the name of those 12 sites is Mahakal in Ujjain, Somnath and Nageshwar in Gujarat, Mallikarjuna in Andhra Pradesh, Omkareshwar in Madhya Pradesh, Kedarnath in Uttarakhand, Bhimshankar, Triambakeshwar and Grishneshwar in Maharashtra. Then there is Vishwanath at Varanasi. Then there is Baidyanath in Jharkhand and Rameshwar in Tamil Nadu. So these are the 12 Jyotirlingas in India. Now about the project. So this is an umbrella project which talks about building a tourism circuit in Madhya Pradesh, and building of the Adi Shankaracharya statue is one of the component of this huge project. And apart from building the statue of Adi Shankaracharya, there are other things also which needs to be constructed, and that is, first of all, is the Adi Shankaracharya statue which has been unveiled. Then there is Shankar Museum which will be related to the teachings and the work of Adi Shankaracharya. Then there will be Acharya Shankar International Institute of Advaitwad, that is Advaita Vedanta. The teachings of the Advaitwad or the philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya will be taught here. Then the construction of the Statue of Oneness has been done by Larsen and Turbo. Then the life cycle of the statue is considered to be about 500 years, while the museum building will be lifespan of 100 years. So the statue is made in such a way that it will exist for around 500 years and plus. And the painter which has worked for this statue is, the name of the painter is Vasudeo Kamath, and the sculptor who has worked on this statue, the name of the sculptor is Bhagwan Rampure. So these are the important aspects and important facts related to the statue. Now in the end, prelims MCQ, I am asking you a very simple one, but these kind of questions do come at times in exams, that these are very basic questions, but a person gets confused in this, and this kind of question can be asked in UPSC also, one word, and PCS also. So the Statue of Oneness is associated with Lord Murugan, Gomateshwar, Thiruvallur or Adi Shankaracharya. Very simple. So I am expecting that most of you people will give me the correct answer. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.